There we go. Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. sometimes 11 a.m. give or take. We do the show every day, sometimes. Because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else. Guys, Bitcoin is up 0.04%. This is not Bitcoin, this is frozen contract orange juice futures. Since, 2020, this is actually up, 5x right now. I don't know why I'm showing you this, but I saw this and I thought this was interesting. Why it's up 5x, I don't know. Maybe inflation, maybe not, I don't know. Besides that, I think cocoa beans are also up. There's a lot of these commodities that are up a huge amount in the last couple of years. So, last 4 or 5 years, something like that. Why? I don't know. Regardless, we are not actually that much interested in what's happening with orange juice, unless you are drinking orange juice, we are more interested in what's happening over here on the chart. And as if you remember over here, give or take right up here, yesterday we were talking that this is gonna drop towards the downside. It still haven't dropped towards the downside, it's still holding the support level, but it does look a little bit weak, and I still believe it's gonna go down. Now, Vilus in the chat, we had Vilus posting this chart from one bear, and bear think this is gonna go up, right? So this is a bearish chart, sorry, not bearish chart, but there is a bear that's, coin signals or something like that. It's posting that there is actually a triangle over here, and this is actually gonna go towards upside. So target is 77 based on the distance up here. Right now, I don't believe that's the case. So, the perma bear is right now, bullish. But, perma bull is right now bearish over here. So I still believe this is most likely the case over here. You'll see also on the 4-hourly time frame, we try to get above 1020 over here. Bearish engulfing candle, try to get above 10, failed that. Up here again, bearish engulfing candle. Right now we're doing this, doji. We still got 2 hours and 47 minutes left on the 4-hourly time frame. But I believe that this is most likely gonna drop towards the downside, because it is failing so many times right now to break again above these moving averages. It's getting, smacked over here. I mean, best case scenario is, bullish move above the moving averages and then break towards the upside eventually. Maybe the perma bear that I just showed you is gonna be right. I don't believe so right now. I think that probability right now is still towards the downside over here a little bit before the next move. So yesterday we were talking about the move towards downside, the pullback, the big pullback. This is actually a 5% pullback towards downside over here, give or take. But it doesn't have to happen in one day. It could happen over 3-4 days, slow move a little bit, over here, maybe a little bit faster move towards downside, and then eventually towards the upside. Maybe even just break up here inside the box over here and then towards the upside. But the breakdown over here eventually, I think it is more likely right now. It is still, high probability that it's gonna break down. It doesn't have to break down, but the probability is still there. Over here on the daily time frame, what do we have on the chart over here is extend, smack, hug, dump pattern. It breaks down over here, it goes a little bit lower towards downside over here, and the major support level is around 63.60, give or take, so a 5% move towards downside. Now I'm still saying that this is actually very bullish for altcoins, because if you look at altcoins, and regardless of what kind of altcoins you look at, you will see these boxes on the bottom. I've also mentioned this yesterday in every single stream. A lot of these coins have these bullish boxes, these accumulation boxes just below the capitulation, after capitulation move. Right now, these accumulation boxes, and these accumulation boxes oftentimes before they actually break down, even though I've seen already coins breaking towards upside, oftentimes these boxes do tend to have a spring before the next move towards the upside. So the spring can definitely come over here, so we might see some pullbacks on the altcoins. The way I see it up here, if this plays out towards the downside, it doesn't have to play out to the downside. It is a good probability. We're still waiting to break the channel towards the upside, but I think right now the probability is that it's gonna go a little bit more down. This 5% move over the next couple of days, maybe this end of the week, start of the next week, this 5% move towards the downside up here. I'm still looking at this midline as major support level. It could actually crash altcoins quite a little bit, but I think that's gonna be just a spring before the next big move towards the upside. Eventually this consolidation phase up here will break towards the upside. It doesn't look bearish at all. If you look at it even a bigger time frame, this has some kind of, you know, flag over here. On a bigger time frames up here, I mean, it definitely looks like a bull flag over here. All right, you got a big pull over here towards the upside, and you got this flag over here. Now these flags, once they are done with the, you know, tapping the bottoms over here 1 2 3 times, 1 2 3 times, the last move before the breakout tends to, you know, it doesn't have to do that, but oftentimes it tends to hit the midline up here before it actually breaks towards the upside. So right now the thing that I'm looking at is this midline over here, is this breakdown on the 4-hourly time frame down here a little bit towards the downside over here. Maybe it's got a little bit up here. Maybe it should we take it from this one over here. Maybe we're still not broken down just yet. I'm still looking for this breakdown. If it goes towards upside, everything is good. A lot of altcoins can jump out of these boxes towards upside, but I still believe it's gonna go a little bit towards downside. Ethereum, on the other hand, did break down a little bit. Right now I think Ethereum can even go as far down as the doubling of the channel towards downside over here. The bullish part over here when it comes to Ethereum is that actually this channel up here is just kind of channeling very steeply towards downside very fast, so the bounce over here can actually come anytime. Now these very steep channels towards downside that don't tend to go that far. If it's sideways channel, it can go very, very far. If it's a little bit, you know, down or up, it can go, you know, certain distance. But if it's a very steep channel, unless something is broken with the commodity or the company or something like that, they don't go, you know, very, very far. They tend to go for a certain distance, get some kind of capitulation move towards dance, like they go something like this, get some kind of capitulation move, and then continue going towards upside. So this over here is definitely, you know, some kind of spring towards downside. Also up here could happen. This move towards downside, I'm a little bit unsure how big this is over here. This is 2.5%. If it does, you know, Bitcoin move, it's like 5% towards downside up here. Might get out of the channel, but these channels towards downside are by, you know, definition bullish. So eventually this should break towards upside, even though it might actually break over here down first, getting some kind of capitulation move down here on the channel, on the trend, and then eventually towards the upside. So still pulling towards downside. Yesterday's pullback today, maybe, I don't know. Today, tomorrow, when the pullback is gonna come, a little bit hard to say. Of course, again, best case scenario is this, for whatever reason, just breaking from the support level towards the upside over here. That's the best case scenario. Right now, we don't see that just yet. We just see rejection by rejection by rejection, which gets me thinking that, you know, it is a little bit bearish. It's gonna break towards downside. On the other hand, Ethereum Bitcoin chart is pulling back a little bit over here. You'll see up here, we come into the resistance level. There is also extortion pattern up here towards the upside. Go something like that, give or take. These are very, very small time frames over here. Where is the exhaustion pattern up here? Goes something like this. Maybe it's broken, maybe it's not, give or take. Really doesn't matter. This is Ethereum Bitcoin chart. But it does look like it wants to break down a little bit. So, you know, Bitcoin might outperform Ethereum in the short term. Regardless, we are still at the resistance level here on the weekly time frame. We are failing to break this resistance level up here at top on Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Still need a little bit while to go. Hopefully this plays out in the next 3-4 days, and, you know, maybe we close above it or something like that. Worst case scenario is we consolidate more up here before the, you know, eventually going towards the upside. I mean, technically worst case scenario is going back down here again, right? We don't want to do that, but very, very soon, very, very soon. Dominance right now, it is bouncing off of this midline over here, like we said yesterday. There is a good chance right now it's going to bounce a little bit up here towards the upside. It is bouncing a little bit towards the upside. It's still haven't broken through the support level down here, but it's already kind of out. I think it's already kind of finished, regardless of how this actually plays out. Right now it's just having a little bit pullback. I think eventually it will break towards the downside. It is coming very, very close. And the last thing up here, also we were talking a little bit yesterday about DXY, how DXY was going inside this expanding musical instrument up here, and it was down here on support. We said there is a very good chance to bounce because expanding musical instruments are very strong indication that it's going to bounce towards the upside up here. It could drop down over here towards downside again over here before it actually bounce towards the upside, but expanding musical instruments tends to bounce. Now the worst case scenario or the best case scenario for us right now is this goes outside of the channel and continues toward, you know, crashing towards downside over here. That would put a very, very, you know, far move down before it actually reverses towards upside. But this move up here, if it fails to break the resistance level, you can see already getting rejected up here, starts breaking line towards downside. I think we might expect big move towards downside, because if you look at a little bit bigger time frames over here, 2-3 days, something like that, you'll see these, you know, bearish mountains, the way I call them, and these bearish mountains tend to break down. So if it does something like this over here towards downside, up here towards this support level, I mean, it can definitely do that because this is a very steep line. So nothing set over here is still, you know, getting trying to break up here towards upside, but it haven't broken down. That's the most important thing. And we want to see breakdown over here. We want to see breakdown over here on the channel, because the breakdown on the channel might actually push it very speedy, you know, very fast towards the downside, which might give us Bitcoin and everything else a little bit, you know, push towards the upside. Unfortunately, not much is happening. Everything is just consolidating. Everything is just slow moving. Daily time frame up here, not much happening. We are still waiting for this breakdown. Maybe pullback today. That was happened and, you know, supposed to happen yesterday. This goes very, very slow. So, you know, these slow moves can, you know, maybe last for the day before it actually breaks down. But eventually, I think when it breaks down, we're gonna see some kind of dips on altcoins. If it does happen. On the other hand, everything is in a box. It is the buy the dip kind of times. Nobody cares about Bitcoin, but nobody cares about crypto. But you know, when stuff is in a side accumulation zones, right? So I always use this chart over here, right? When we get into the you know, accumulation zone, nobody cares about it, you know, or they always care up at the tops, right? When stuff pumps, they care up here at the tops, right? When it start pumping, they care at the tops, but nobody cares at the bottoms though. Nobody cares at the bottoms, which is actually good, you know. There is that pulling back down, dollar cost average, stuff like that. Now, any questions in the chat? And how you guys doing? Call Crypto Naeem is here. Dr. Karlov, good morning. Are you buying yet? Buying all the way down, Bitcoin long week on 1 hourly time frame. Let's check it out. 1 hourly time frame, long week. Yeah, there is a long week, but it's not bouncing. I mean, you can have a long week, but it's not bouncing decently enough. I also see on the 4 hourly there is a week over here. I mean, if you had a couple of weeks over here and you know, try to go up and still pull down. The long week doesn't need to be bullish or bearish, you know, you gotta look at it a little bit differently. I don't see anything significant when it comes to these weeks over here right now. Mr. More Money, how you doing, man? Coffee chart up too. Yeah, coffee, I think coffee is up as well. Let's go to monthly time frame. Since 20, like everything is up since 2020. Like 2020 was the best time, you know, to buy anything, literally anything. I like the counter at the start of the video, makes a big difference. Yeah, good. That's very good. I think it's also okay, so people don't have to wait, you know, 15-20 minutes. So they know that it's like two minutes and we start. 2 minutes plus, give or take. Nvidia taking all the hype. How is Nvidia doing? We haven't been looking at Nvidia for a long time. So Nvidia actually broke my channel towards upside. My target was 1,100. It is actually above that. Oh my god, I did not even see that it actually broke up here towards upside. Damn, this thing is stupidly bullish. AI is definitely here to stay. It is breaking literally everything. There is no stopping. Like, you know, you might think that there should be a pullback. There is no pullback. This was a 10x move from the very bottom towards top up here. That's why my target was 1,100, because this is a 10x move. You know, this over here is 1,000%. So maybe it's gonna be, you know, try to do 1,000% instead of 10x, right? So, you know, I'm gonna put the next target up here at 1,001 or something like that, right? But let me see up here. Do we have this chart is just, you know, straight line up. Straight line up. Now the trend is very steep, but the trend is not broken. Especially this pivot point over here at the bottom is very, very important right now. So this line over here is right now telling you when the trend is broken. The trend is not broken just yet, guys. It goes very, very fast. It goes very, very fast. DXY didn't break down. Unfortunately, it didn't break down. Soon, maybe very, very soon. What's up, the Green Zone? How you doing, man? Not much happening. Just drinking my coffee and looking at, you know, how much Bitcoin is not moving. How much will Ponke fall? Is it falling? I don't know. Is Ponke falling? It is on the support, unfortunately. Right now, I think I don't know what Ponke is. If Ponke is a meme coin, it's gonna drop down. It did a 10x move. This over here is a 10x move over here, right up here. That's a 10x move from this very button when it started this move towards upside. That's a 10x move. Right now, it's above you see this channel, and then doubling channel is up here. Right now, holding the support level, but I think this is gonna go back down again. I will be looking. If it breaks down inside the channel, I'll be looking back down to zero line up here. So not zero line, midline up here. Morning, Peter, how you doing? TL, can you check new chart? Where is the resistance level if Bitcoin goes to 63k? You mean support level, not really. I mean, Bitcoin goes down, then we have to look at support, right? Near. Crypto. Binance. Yeah, it's been hovering above over here for a while over here. And it still looks like, I mean, if it starts breaking down, I would be looking at the midline over here on the previous channel. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it like a pros over here does it, right? Because this over here is, the channel has been going for a long time. But we're gonna do it to go to the monthly time frame. And what do we see over here on monthly? By the way, on the monthly time frame, we still got 1 day and 15 minutes left until the monthly close. So we are looking for a bullish engulfing candle up here. Bullish engulfing candle up here on everything, right? But major support level is over here. This is a major support level from all the way from 2021. You can see down here we held that support level. I don't think it's gonna go that far, but this is the only thing that we have on the monthly. On the weekly time frame, we got a couple of levels over here. Major level down here. We got these two levels over here. So all these are just like major levels. So you got like two boxes up here. You got this blue box over here at the top, give or take. Where is it? Over here, that's the blue box. And I got a second blue box down here without, you know, because these are big time frames. These are weekly, monthly time frames. So right now we got these two blue boxes. So we can go in small time frames over here. And if it should go down, how much it moved over here? This is 5-6% move like Bitcoin. If Bitcoin does 5-6% move, this is the 5-6% move. But could it go to like 20% down still? I mean, technically it can. Technically it can. Let me see if I can actually draw a nice line on this chart over here. For whatever reason up here, it looks like it broke down. It looks like it broke down already over here. I don't know how it looks much, but these things are actually channels, right? So what we're gonna do over here, we're gonna make a channel up here, just, you know, quick and dirty channel, give or take, and we're gonna extrapolate, doubling the channel towards downside up here. And you know what, we're gonna do it a different way. We're gonna do it like this over here. We're gonna double the channel towards downside over here. So I'm a little bit unsure whether the blue box up here, can it drop down 20% down here to these bottoms again? I mean, technically it can, but a little bit unsure whether it's gonna do that. Let me see up here on the weekly time frame. And there's a doji up here. It's pulling back down up here again. It might do another move up here before it continues. I don't think it's gonna break the box though. I don't think it's gonna break the box. I will probably reuse till stock split next month is crazy. No clue what you said there, man. I cannot read what you just said. I've never bought a meme coin aside from Doge. I missed out on some nice gains. Yeah. Meme coins is like Bitcoin 2009. You understand? You know, when stuff goes straight up, like that's why people are buying these meme coins. And meme coins are literally, you know, just you know, pure casino of nothing. Like they're trading rocks. Right, eventually these memes will eventually die. People will stop, you know, going into it. But as long as there is money to be made on these, you know, pumps and dumps, like they will be around and they pump like crazy. Yeah, because people have understood that the only thing that matters is perception, right? So if you make something and people perceive that as a chart that's gonna go to the moon, they're gonna buy it, regardless if that's, you know, pure shit. Remember those NFTs, invisible ether rock. First there were NFTs called ether rocks. They were just a you know, NFT of a rock, JPEG of a rock. And then some guy was like, you know what, I'm gonna make invisible ether rocks. Nothing, just white NFT. Nothing, invisible. They were selling for, you know, I still think they're selling for like 1 ETH or something like that. If people think something is gonna go up, they're gonna buy it regardless whether it has any kind of fundamentals. Remember that. Thank you, TLI, Mr. More Money, you're the best. And with that, guys, you know, this was quick and dirty view of what's happening in Bitcoin. Did it drop down a little bit? It's still not quite yet down, but I think still it's gonna, you know, Bitcoin is gonna, you know, pull back a little bit. Pull back a little bit before the big money. Guys, thank you for stopping by. I'll leave you with that. Have a nice day, and I'll see you around. Take care. Bye-bye.